Erika Liu with news from here in Taiwan and around the world. A Japanese city councilor and his same-sex Taiwanese partner have gotten married in Taiwan. Shibaguchi Masahiro and his husband Liu Lingjun registered their marriage in Taipei. In doing so, he became the first Japanese politician to marry their same-sex partner abroad. The couple also received congratulations from President Tsai Ing-wen. Taiwan legalized same-sex marriage in 2019, but at first only for couples from countries that recognize such unions. In January this year, it expanded this to include partners from countries where same-sex marriage is not yet legal, like Japan. Shibaguchi is an advocate for LGBTQ rights in Japan and was elected a councilor in Aichi Prefecture in April. His husband, Liu Lingjun, says Taiwan's same-sex marriage laws make the country more inclusive.
我们的社会变得更包容了，更愉快了，那没有人不幸福。
Residents of Green Island off Taiwan's southeast coast want better access to vision care. The island has no resident eye doctors, but some hope its popularity as a vacation spot will help bring some in on a rotating basis. John Van Trieste reports.
For the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic, Green Island is getting visiting doctors to check up on the children there. The hope is to diagnose illnesses and disorders early. Among those on this trip are eye doctors, something this small island of a few thousand doesn't have. Despite its popularity as a diving and seaside destination, the island's medical resources are limited. Actual treatment for vision problems, among other medical issues, requires a more than 30-kilometer boat trip to Taiwan's mainland. That may be discouraging some residents from bringing their children for a checkup with these visiting doctors. Even after a diagnosis, they will still need to make the journey across the water.
在绿岛的早疗儿童应该有20位，那可是今天来报名的只有6名，所以我们要再协许另外14位的客儿。
Islanders want better access to care without having to travel, and that's given local officials an idea.
医师能够来绿岛休假，然后边看诊的话，这样子的话，我们绿岛的医疗可能就大跃升了哈。
Islanders hope their home's aquatic attractions will mean it'll no longer have to rely on organized groups like this one to get residents the care they need. Ethan Pan and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.
Sun Moon Lake in central Taiwan is a popular tourist attraction, but most visitors there don't know that it's also home to Taiwan's largest hydropower facility, which is setting the benchmark for green energy projects across the country. Eric Gao takes a look.
明潭控制室，你好，好，收到。
And with that, commands are issued and pumps kick into action. This is part of Taiwan's largest hydroelectric power plant, close to Sun Moon Lake in central Nantou. The facility uses solar power to pump the water from a nearby reservoir into the lake for storage during the day. And at night, it's pumped back through the hydropower equipment, generating electricity. Through this process, water can be reused over and over to power the country.
我们有10部机组，我们可以配合系统白天的一个弹性的需求或夜间峰的一个需求，我们都来做调度。还有一个大甲溪的一个灌肠水力，这个大概也有100多万千瓦，都可以做整体的调度。所以我们对稳定供电、充裕供电有绝对的信心。
The Sun Moon Lake facility generates over 3 billion kilowatts annually, or about a third of Taiwan's hydroelectric capacity. That's enough to power 740,000 households for a year. The plant is seen as a model for the government's future renewable energy plans.
我想再生能源大量引进之后，其实我们需要更多的这种弹性的这种调度的机制啊。那特别是像今天大家看到的明潭的水抽蓄的电厂，再加上这种快速启动的这种蒸汽的天然气的部分，都是我们在整个能源转型配置非常重要的一部分。
2 similar hydroelectric plants are currently in the works, scheduled to begin operation in 2034. A third is in the planning stage. Once complete, they will vastly increase the hydropower Taiwan produces, using its natural water supply to help keep the country green. Patrick Chen and Eric Gao for TaiwanPlus.
Ghost Month is a time for people in Taiwan to pay tribute to the dead. And in the northern port city of Keelung, it's also a chance to reflect on a little bit of history that not many people still remember. Yu Jinghuang has the story.
All dressed up and ready to remember the dead. It's Ghost Month here in Taiwan, and there are some unusual spirits walking around this community center. Attendees are dressed as people from the Sino-French War, a conflict that happened more than a century ago. All the main characters are here, such as then Governor of Taiwan, Liu Mingchuan, French Admiral Ahmed Kochbet and his soldiers, and Empress Dowager Cixi, who ruled China in the late 19th century. It's not the first time people here have remembered the war, but this year they've really gone all out to get into character.
这次是由我的意思而造的，所以说我就很喜欢。对，我觉得我喜欢，大家一定会喜欢。
今年好像比较帅。
Participants are marching to the nearby Sino-French War Memorial Park to hold a Pudu ritual. It's a traditional ghost month rite held for the spirits of those who died without family nearby. But to understand why there's a historical site for the war in Taiwan, we need to go back around 150 years in the past. At that time, France was waging a bloody campaign to colonize Vietnam, which was then a protectorate of China's Qing dynasty. War broke out in Vietnam and several cities in China.
But part of that war also took place right here in Keelung. It was here that 700 French soldiers fought and died in battle with Qing forces. Their gravesite has stood here since then. It wasn't until 2003 that local residents began holding the Pudu service for their spirits.
These are some common offerings that you'll see during Ghost Month in Taiwan. But for the French soldiers, locals prepared something more fit to their appetite: baguettes and wine. The addition of this French fare was the idea of a former village chief.
你啊高尔贵，就是讲法国遐外国人，伊就吃袂到，大家已经在这边这个地方已经那么久了，所以我们这附近的居民就大家自筹来祭拜他们。
This tradition has also become an event in the diplomatic calendar. The head of the de facto French embassy in Taiwan is here. Flung Pakui only started as the country's representative earlier this month. It's his first trip outside of Taipei since he arrived.
It's also a way for me to pay tribute to the work which has been done by the local authorities to take care of this memory. And this is a common memory today between France and Taiwan.
War here has long since become a distant memory. What remains is a shared sense of history, a desire for peace, and a respect for those who died far away from home. Kamashi and Eugene Huang for TaiwanPlus.
While most people are getting into the spirit of Ghost Month by offering tribute to the dead, one city in southern Taiwan is marking the occasion with a spooky new walking tour. Jeremy Olivier has more.
This temple in Tainan is dedicated to the ancient Chinese philosopher Confucius. But it also has a hall with memorial tablets for a dozen or so spirits, including one named Chen Shouniang. Chen's tale is one of Tainan's most well-known ghost stories. She was a widow who was brutally killed after refusing to sleep with a local official.
有一位师爷垂涎她的一个女色，陈守良的婆婆跟小姑来牵线以至于有后面的这样的一个被凌虐致死的这样一个悲惨的一个过程。
After her murder, Chen's ghost began haunting the people who had wronged her, all of whom suffered terrible deaths. She came to be known as Tainan's most powerful female phantom. As Taiwan marks Ghost Month, Tainan is looking to draw in tourism for the occasion, with a walking tour of sites related to Chen Shouniang. The route includes several historical temples around the city.
这些庙宇事实上对于陈守良过去的一些传说都有扮演的举足轻重的地位。
Whether you're interested in local history or just a good spooky story, this ghostly tour may be just the thing to raise your spirits during Ghost Month. Joseph Wu and Jeremy Olivier for TaiwanPlus.
Thank you for watching What's Up Taiwan. Remember to download the TaiwanPlus app for more stories from Taiwan and around the world. Finally today, we leave you with images of a Pokemon Go festival in New York. I'm Erika Liu. Take care and see you next time.